You're no stranger to stressful situations because we know Dana White's Contender Series, it's kind of a stressful situation. You have to worry about the win, and then you might get the contract and you might not. So how does that compare with, I don't know if you're stressed at all, but just the nerves and the emotion of a UFC debut?
I'm not nervous at all. I mean, it's what I do for a living. You know, I fight every day. So, I mean, Contender Series was really nerve-wracking towards the end. But after the fight, it was just like, all right, well, fuck, am I going to get picked? And for this one, I just got to go out and perform, you know, and get the win, let everyone know who I really am, and continue to grow.
I remember after that, you said that, and they asked what you're going to do with your contract, and you said you were going to buy a chainsaw. Did you get it?
Yeah, I did. So I paid off my property after that fight, and then I got a chainsaw and had like, I still have to clear out a bunch of trees, but right now I'm like living off the land, so like the money I make for this fight is going to go towards getting like water, electricity. So, I mean, I'm excited.
Well, that's awesome. So your life already changed a little bit.
No, yeah, definitely. Next plan is like I bought a trailer after that fight, living in a trailer with 4 kids. It's not where I want to be in life, you know. So right now it's just save money, win some fights, and then eventually get a house out there.
And so you got the contract, and then you hit a bit of a snag there, a regulatory snag. It seemed like things worked out sort of smoothly, but were you concerned at all about your UFC status when that happened? Like, was it a stressful situation at all?
Shit happens, you know. I was going through some shit, so, I mean, that was my stress relief was smoking weed. Yeah. This fight, I've been completely good. So, won't happen again. I'm waiting until after the fight to roll a big old joint. But, you know, shit happens. I mean, that 6 months let me reflect on, like, who I really am and, like, cutting down trees. And I was still working and then I was still training, getting ready, like, for a fight, just like nothing ever happened. So, I mean, it all worked out. Got to hang out with my kids more. And, I mean, I'm happy the way it turned out.
You talked about going through some shit, and it was really, oh, I shouldn't be saying shit. It was an emotional win for you, and you talked about your dad, and, you know, and it was very recent. So how is that, how does it feel now compared to that? Like, I would imagine that it was a very emotional lead up. So how is it, you probably have a clearer head at this point, right?
No, definitely. I got a clearer head now, but I mean, it doesn't really ever get easier. But at this point, I'm a grown man, I got a family to look after, and now I can just show them videos of, like my son and my dad always used to play, so I get to show him videos and he gets all excited. I got my dad tattooed on my neck after my fight.
That's awesome. Can you show it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, no, yeah, I mean, shit happens. I mean, it's rough, but you got to keep going, you know. If you pause and stay there, you're just going to sulk forever, so can't do that.
And now that, you know, it's all been done and you went through the Contender Series and you got the contract and it's finally here, like, are you excited that it's just, you know, it's probably a little, like you said, you're not that stressed, but are you excited about the fact that it's here now?
No, I'm super excited. I'm ready to get this win and go home, see my kids, and enjoy it with them, you know.
Talking a little bit about your opponent, you're fighting Marcus, who has the nickname Crazy for a reason. He fights a little, you know, all over the place. He's got the flashy strikes and everything. So tell me a little bit about him and the style, and how do you feel about him as an opponent?
I didn't know that his nickname meant Crazy. I thought it was like Monkey or something.
No,
I swore someone told me it was Monkey, but that was a shit translation. I think it's going to be a fun fight. You know, you can't rush him because he comes with those crazy spinning elbows. He throws a lot of kicks. It's going to be similar to my last fight. I stalk him down and figure out what shots I want to hit him with. I know he likes to switch stances, so do I. I mean, fight's a fight at the end of the day. I think I got the better chess pieces, so, I mean, I'm ready.
You were originally supposed to fight at UFC 233. Got it wrong? Yeah. And then you get rescheduled to Brazil. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your first time fighting outside of the U.S.?
Yes. Yeah, it is. I'm excited, though. I mean, everything worked out perfect. I got sick before, like in the beginning of my last camp, so it worked out. That extra week gave me time, a little bit longer to prepare and get over my sickness without freaking out about weight and stuff.
Oh, cool. So it worked out for the best.
No, definitely. Definitely worked out.
But then, you know, I don't know, you probably heard about Brazil. I think people talk about the crowd a lot, right? Whenever you talk about Brazil, it's like, we can get really loud, especially when you have a hometown fighter. So, not a hometown, but somebody fighting, a Brazilian fighting. So how do you prepare for that, if you prepare for that at all? Just like making sure that this does not get in your head at all.
I mean, I really don't give a fuck. I mean, at the end of the day, I know going into someone's home, they're not gonna like you, obviously. But I plan to win the fans over, you know. I mean, that's my game plan. I don't really care what they say coming up. It's after that they will respect me.
Do you expect him to like get in your face? I think because you know we've seen him doing a little bit of that. Like, do you expect that during this week?
I seen him like a couple of days ago. He seemed chill. I mean, but you know, when the cameras get in front of your face, you never know how it's gonna act. If he wants to get crazy, I'm fucking down to get crazy. So it don't matter to me.
And how do you see it ending on Saturday?
I think I'll knock him out in the first or second.
And obviously, it's a little early to talk about your UFC run because it hasn't really started yet. But do you set goals for yourself? I know some fighters like to be like, in 1 year, I expect to be this and this. Or do you just really take it fight by fight at this point?
Definitely take it. I have a goal. The end goal for this year for me is I want to be top 10. And then next year, hopefully, go for the belt. Yeah, that's about it.
But if you're expecting to be top 10 by the end of the year, so it means you want to stay really active.
Yes, I'd like to get very active this year.
Do you already have, again, a little early, but do you already have an opponent or a fight that you would like to have?
I honestly don't follow MMA, so I don't know who's even in my division. I really don't care who's in front of me. It's a job I need to check. So, I mean, whoever they put in front of me, I'll show up to fight. I really don't care.
I know some fighters don't really like studying their opponents a lot. They leave it up to the coaches. Do you study, like, do you do a lot of tape study or do you just leave it up to them?
I definitely watch some video to see how they enter and some of their habits, and then the rest I leave up to my coaches. I trust them, so, yeah.